The Case of Jennie Brice by Mary Roberts Rinehart. 1. We have just had another flood. Bad enough, but only a foot or two of water on the first floor. Yesterday we got the mud shoveled out of the cellar and found Peter, the spaniel Mr. Ladley left when he went away. The flood, and the fact that it was Mr. Ladley's dog whose body was found half buried in the basement fruit closet, brought back to me the strange events of the other flood 5 years ago, when the water reached more than halfway to the second story, and brought with it, to some, mystery and sudden death, and to me the worst case of shingles I have ever seen. My name is Pitman in this narrative. It is not really Pitman, but that does well enough. I belong to an old Pittsburgh family. I was born on Penn Avenue, when that was the best part of town, and I lived until I was 15 very close to what is now the Pittsburgh Club. It was a dwelling then. I have forgotten who lived there. I was a girl in '77 during the railroad riots, and I recall our driving in the family carriage over to one of the Allegheny Hills, and seeing the yards burning and the sound of shooting from across the river. It was the next year that I ran away from school to marry Mr. Pitman, and I have not known my family since. We were never reconciled, although I came back to Pittsburgh after 20 years of wandering. Mr. Pitman was dead. The old city called me, and I came. I had $100 or so, and I took a house in Lower Allegheny, where, because they are partly inundated every spring, rents are cheap, and I kept boarders. My house was always orderly and clean, and although the neighborhood had a bad name, a good many theatrical people stopped with me. 5 minutes across the bridge, and they were in the theater district. Allegheny, at that time, was still an independent city, but since then it has allied itself with Pittsburgh. It is now the North Side. I was glad to get back. I worked hard, but I made my rent and my living and a little over. Now and then on summer evenings I went to one of the parks, and sitting on a bench watched the children playing around and looked at my sister's house, closed for the summer. It is a very large house. Her butler once had his wife boarding with me, a nice little woman. It is curious to recall that at that time 5 years ago I had never seen my niece, Lida Harvey, and then to think that only the day before yesterday she came in her car as far as she dared, and then sat there waving to me, while the police patrol brought across in a skiff a basket of provisions she had sent me.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?